Hey, what's up, guys? This is Elo Speaks back again with another video. So this video topic I wanted to talk about is recently a Twitter poll had came out and they were talking about the most hated NBA players right now. And so far, the person who tops the list at 24% is LeBron James, and then the second person who tops the list was Kyrie Irving, and then it's James Harden, and then Kevin Durant. But I don't want to get into that, the who's top five, but I do want to get into number one as to why LeBron James is the most hated player in the NBA, and it's not what you think. And earlier I was watching Undisputed with Cherne and Skip, and of course they had to spew their liberal spiel as to why LeBron James is hated, and they were going off on his political stances, being a quote unquote Democrat and supporting Hillary Clinton, going up against Trump, and doing a whole bunch of fake wokeness that he does in the media to incite the liberal pro-blacks and get clicks, views, praise, aberration, and so far and so forth. But I want to give my personal reasons for why LeBron James is the most hated player in the NBA right now, and I want to start off by saying the reason for that is the stuff that I kind of just said earlier. The fake wokeness that he likes to preach. He acts like he's a revolutionary fake pro-black. He tries to put out liberal garbage, socialism, etc., in the media and try to propagate narratives that black people are oppressed, black people are being killed in the street. He promotes heavy victim mentality in the media, and that's dangerous, especially for a guy with his type of profile and his social media influence to be promoting that type of propaganda, because he has millions of followers on Twitter and IG, and children follow him. So when he's saying, "Oh, we're scared to step outside our house, we're scared of the police," and you're propagating that narrative that's gonna permeate throughout a lot of young impressionable kids to think that they're scared to go outside too. So that's dangerous coming from him. And then another point is the politics, as the type of politics you want to get into. He's a good asset for the liberal Democrat pawn that they could use as an asset to try to gain influence to the masses to propagate any type of narrative. So that's what they were doing with Colin Kaepernick and him as regards to propagating the Democrat Party, endorsing Hillary Clinton, endorsing Democrat figures in the media to try to get people to vote for them, etc., etc. Also, he likes to pose as a fake intellectual every time he's in the media. If you've seen there's a meme picture of him reading multiple books of past historical black figures such as Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, and etc., and he's always quote unquote reading their books, and you can see that he's always on the first page. So he's using that book as a prop to sell to people, "Oh, I'm looking into history, I'm well educated," and stuff like that. He likes to pose, wear glasses and a suit, but he's just an empty-headed jargon player that's just trying to gain curry favors and make people look like he's an intellectual, he's well depth and knows what he's talking about. Well, obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about as regards to that. And of course, my next point is why he's hated so much is because of all the BS things that he does on Twitter or what he don't do. Now, I wanted to talk about that with regards to the Nike and China backing. When the China situation came up, he was dead radio silent on that type of situation. And when he was forced to come out and make a statement as regards to the China situation, he capitulated and conformed to what China wanted him to do, and he didn't take a stand even though all the stuff that was going on in China. Now, to be fair, I don't care what's going on in China. They don't care what's going on here in America as regards to the blacks. So is it fucked up? Sure, but it is what it is. They're gonna deal with their situation, and we deal with our situation as regards to that. But the fact that LeBron James is this super pro-black woke person who says injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere, and then when he didn't have that same energy as regards to China, because his money is going to be affected, and that's where the fakeness comes out in terms of him, and that's why people gave him so much backlash. And then after that, he went on Twitter and put that picture of that police officer who shot that woman, and then it comes to find out that he was saving somebody else, and he basically docks that police officer, saying that your next was heavily dangerous on his part, and he deserved every bit of backlash that he got as regard to that situation. And I could go so far and that on that situation, but that's what I wanted to talk about as regards to him being this super pro woke fake intellectual person as regards to that. And then the next point, why he's the most hated in the NBA, is because of his toxic fan base. As just in overall, his fan base overall is so obnoxious and toxic, claiming that he's a GOAT even though he has so much failure, 6 NBA losses and other losses that's accredited to him. But when you talk to a LeBron James fanboy, they want to discredit those losses or make excuses for why he lose in the finals or he lost in the playoffs and so forth and so forth. But whenever it's on the other way around, they don't make excuses. They just deify LeBron James. Oh God, look what you overcome, look what he did, blah blah, and it just gets so tiring, and that's why he has so much detractors. And then on top of that, what makes it worse is he has media fanboys that's propagating narratives for him, such as Cherne, Nick Wright, aka Nick Wrong, Colin Cowherd, Max Kettleman, stuff. People like them, they just propagate LeBron James to be this big thing, to be this unstoppable force. And then when he loses or come up short, they make so much excuses for him, so it makes you look like him yo, you just a clown, you prop yourself up you're just big, bad, unstoppable figure. But then when he does get stopped, it's this is not something Jordan would do. And I remember that dumbass quote Max Kettleman said, where he said LeBron James is worth 2 NBA superstars. And I'm wow, really? Because when he said that at the time of the Golden State Cavs rivalry, so if LeBron James is worth 2 superstars, he should be able to cancel out KD and Curry, but he wasn't able to do that, and he still ended up losing in those NBA finals. And of course they made excuses for him. Shannon Sharp said he's still in the GOAT debate even though he's after losing. And then even right now that he lost in the NBA playoffs in the first round, I don't care about injuries, I don't care about the Lakers situation, because the Suns were hurt as well. And if the Suns players started falling down or they broke down apart, nobody would care. The Lakers would have won, went to the next round, end the story, keep it moving. We keep talking about LeBron James. And the fact that he's such an attention whore that everything has to be on him, it makes it even more people for him to be disliked. And that's a lot of the reason why he's hated in the media. It's not about his fake pro-wokeness, it's not about his political stance, it's not about all the good things he do, it's not about jealousy. It's the fact that when it's time to hold this guy accountable, he doesn't want to be held accountable, and his fan base and the media narrative that's propagated for him by his toxic pundits that's in First Take, Undisputed, First Things First, that are being pushed on him. It just it's being shoved down people's throats so much, it makes people want to hate him and root for his failure. So I think that's my personal reason why he's the most hated in the NBA. But if you have any more reasons or you disagree, let me know in the comment section down below. This Ito Speaks out.